Hey everyone, today I want to tell you about 3 audiobooks I recently listened to. First, Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. This book was recommended to me by Didi from Chitty, and I really enjoyed listening to it. It's her first autobiographical novel, and it is really impressively written, the way it talks about her childhood, and it stops when she turns 17 and has her first son. And it is really interesting how she grew up in the small town, and when she didn't live with her parents and when she moved to her parents, the way she talks about things, the way she sees the world, and the life during the Depression and life as a black woman in that time, or rather a black child in that time. And I really enjoyed learning about this time and learning about her life, which I didn't know anything about before. And what I really liked about the audiobook was that Maya Angelou read it herself, with her voice really representing her childhood. When she was talking about singing in church, she sang, and it really gave this whole book more feeling, more atmosphere, more emotion than it already had in the beginning. I can only recommend this book to anyone who likes Maya Angelou or wants to know more about her life like I did, or anyone who wants to know more about life of African American women in the last century. Then I listened to Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang by Ian Fleming. I saw Leslie's review about this and I was totally intrigued and wanted to have it. I had only seen the movie before and didn't really know the story or that it actually was a book. And so I was totally happy to see that I could get it, and that was really a treat. It's basically the adventure story of the Pot family and their car Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And it's rather short but very enjoyable. The audiobook is read by David Tennant, who does such a good job with all the voices and the sounds, and I loved it. I can only recommend it. I'll link Leslie's review in the description because she does a much better job of talking about the book. The last book I listened to was recommended by you guys when I asked you for memoirs on audiobooks. It was Is Everybody Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. Now, I can't say I've been a fan of Mindy Kaling or ever heard about her really consciously, but this audiobook was really interesting and fun to listen to. She talks about her life as an Indian, little bit overweight teenager, and how she moves to New York and how she wants to get into showbiz and wants to write for TV, and how she finally starts writing for TV, and her experience on The Office, and yeah, a little bit on dating and men as well. And I must say it was really interesting to see her point of view and to learn about her career, even though I don't really agree with everything she likes about comedy and I don't really like her stuff. I can't say I've watched the American Office. I don't even like the German Office, let alone the British Office, which I've never seen. So I can't say I'm a fan of what she does, but I really liked how she talked about her experiences, her life, and her insight on being not a skinny white woman in the show business and everything there. And when she talked about men and dating, I was just like, oh my god, yes, yes. Yes and yes, you're so right, it's so true, and it was just interesting, funny, it was informative, I just had a blast. Can only recommend it to anyone who likes her or wants to know about women in showbiz. So those were the audiobooks I listened to recently. What have you been listening to? Tell me in comments.